Om Sri Sai Ram. जय श्री गणेश विघ्ननाश गजानना वेद्यबुद्धि सर्वसिद्धि सुनंदना जय श्री गणेश विघ्ननाश गजानना ओम श्री साई राम. No avatar has done this before. I believe this is the only avatar who has declared publicly that if you need me, you deserve me. There are no preconditions to deserve His grace. If you need me, you deserve me. With His loving permission, I would like to go one step further. If you love Him, you need not even need Him. He would anticipate our needs even before we realize it. This is my experience and the experience of millions and millions all over the world. Just love Him with that intention, that intensity, with that purity, innocence of a child. Without any reservations, selflessly, fearlessly. Then you become His own. But we need to take that one baby step of loving Him as our own, our alone. And we all know that this avatar is always on move and always in action. He is a proactive avatar. He will not wait for us to pray to Him for anything. And He is multidimensional. He works on so many planes we can't even comprehend. We feel that Swami looked at me or did not look at me or took my letter or did not take my letter. Maybe Swami's, this I have found those who are very close to him physically. That is his Maya. They will say now Swami is taking rest, Swami is busy. I will narrate that in my next talk. So, this multi-dimensional God is one aspect. I will try to narrate today. Once I went to Whitefield for his darshan from Puttaparthi early in the morning driving and reached there, and I was sitting with all the devotees. Swami came for darshan in his divine mood. He went around the lady's side, then from the back he turned. And we also keep turning towards Swami as he walks, facing him. So when Swami was coming from that backside of the Ramesh hall after crossing the ladies' side, I found there was an elderly gentleman sitting behind me. That means now when we turned, he was sitting on the left side of me. And there was another young boy who was sitting at the right side of me. So we tried to adjust our seats to look at Swami comfortably. Swami came. This elderly gentleman was holding one letter. Swami took his letter. I was holding a letter. Swami took my letter, but Swami's eyes were fixed on the boy who was sitting in front of me. I could see it very clearly. And when Swami moved forward towards that boy, as if casually, Swami did not take his letter, but as if by accident, a letter dropped from Swami's hand. He was holding a bunch of letters, and I could see that the letter which that elderly gentleman had given, that particular letter dropped in the lap of this boy who was sitting in front of me. No, I didn't want to intervene in that because that is between devotee and Swami. Swami went ahead, sat on the chair. We had bhajans, Mangal Arati, and Swami went back from the back door of the Ramesh hall to Trai. After Swami had gone, this elderly gentleman, he had also observed that Swami took his letter and then dropped that letter accidentally, which fell down in the lap of this gentleman sitting in front of me. So he came forward and told him, brother, my letter which you are having in your lap is the letter which I gave to Swami. So please return this letter to me. This boy said, sir, I'm sorry, I don't know you. And I have no idea if it is your letter or anybody else's letter. I'm not going to open it also. This is my first visit to Swami. I'm a Christian by faith. So this is my first letter and I take it as gift of my God. Believe me, I will not open this, but I will not part with it. So there was little commotion and I being sitting there, so I tried to intervene to request them not to make a scene out of it and wanted to understand what actually happened. This elderly person told me, sir, I am a government retired officer and I came today to offer my gratitude to Swami and I wrote a letter of gratitude. Along with that, you can check if you open this letter. I offered 5,000 rupees cash, 5 notes of 1,000 denomination as my offering of gratitude to Swami. I said, why you had to offer this? He said, sir, now let me tell you frankly that I have been going from door to get my sanctions released. But the government officer was not doing my job and he demanded 5,000 rupees from me as bribe. So I had no money. I'm a retired person. I prayed to Swami, Swami, please help me. It seems 3 days back, Swami appeared as Lord Venkateshwara in the dream of that officer who was devotee of Venkateshwara God and told him to sanction my papers immediately. So on Monday when I went to his office, without taking a naya paisa from me, he signed my papers. My check was given on the same day. I deposited and yesterday I got my cash. So I thought the bribe which this officer was demanding from me, I should offer to Lord Venkateshwara. And for us, Swami is Sarva Devi Devata Swarupa. So I brought that 5,000 rupees along with the letter of gratitude. You can open the letter and check it, please. Now, as this elderly person was narrating his side of story, the young boy started crying uncontrollably. He was sobbing. He said, what happened? Why are you crying? He said, sir, now you have listened to him. Now please open the letter which I have written to Swami, but he did not take it. So he himself tore that sealed cover and gave it to me. It was in English. I read it and it was mentioned there. My Jesus, my Christ, I do not know if I have done anything wrong by coming to have darshan here. But my friend, my brother told me that you are embodiment of all divine gods. I need your help. I need you to solve this problem. Today I have to pay 5,000 rupees to an officer in the government to get my appointment sanctioned, a temporary job which I need desperately. You know it. My mother is widow and I am the only son, and I have no money to pay. Please help me, Father. When I read that letter loudly in front of that gentleman, elderly person, and we opened his cover also to confirm, yes, there were 5 notes of 1,000 denomination and his letter. This elderly person was in tears. He told this young boy, my son, you keep this. This is not from me. I had offered it to God. It was my foolishness that I was trying to get back from God what I had offered him. That is the mistake we humans do. Our surrender is never complete. I was going to do that blunder, that sin. I gave it to my Lord, and my Lord chose it to give it to you without even taking letter from you, because He knows what you need. And not only that, He is giving me immense satisfaction, because while putting this 5,000 rupees, I was thinking whether Swami would actually need it, 5,000 rupees, whether I was doing right giving cash to Swami, because I know Swami doesn't take cash. But now I feel 100% satisfaction that my offerings have been accepted and I am blessed. This is how divinity works. This is how this proactive 5 feet 3 inch God works. Jai Sai Ram.